Hello lovely viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Anna, hope your day is so well. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Kathy Swarts, one of the standout personalities from The Golden Bachelor, has stepped back into the spotlight. But this time, it's not for the drama, it's for love. A surprising series of events has unfolded in the weeks following the show's finale, and Kathy appears to be at the center of a growing romance that has fans of Bachelor Nation buzzing. Her story begins quietly: private dinners, subtle Instagram posts, and ambiguous interview remarks. But now, the signs are undeniable. Kathy may have found the one. The journey began shortly after filming wrapped. While many contestants returned to their everyday lives or moved on from the spotlight, Kathy remained visible. Interviews, social media activity, and reunion appearances kept her in the public eye. But it was her unexpected chemistry with a man named Robert that started to draw attention. Robert, a 70-year-old retired entrepreneur from Charleston, South Carolina, was not part of the show but was a longtime fan. After watching Kathy on TV, he reached out via a mutual friend connected to the production team. At first, it was casual, an exchange of kind words, a few polite phone calls. But that changed quickly. Insiders say that Kathy and Robert began speaking daily. Their conversations reportedly grew deeper, and what started as admiration quickly evolved into emotional intimacy. In late spring, Kathy flew to Charleston to meet Robert in person. The meeting, described by a source as electric, marked the beginning of what appears to be a serious relationship. They were first seen publicly in Savannah at a small jazz event, walking hand in hand. Paparazzi caught the moment, but Kathy didn't flinch. She smiled, greeted fans, and introduced Robert to a few acquaintances in attendance. Since then, the couple has been seen at vineyards, local markets, and even attending a Golden Bachelor alumni brunch in California together. Kathy's demeanor has shifted. Close friends note that she's more relaxed, more joyful. At a recent charity auction, she delivered a speech where she mentioned that life has a funny way of giving you what you need when you stop looking. Attendees interpreted this as a subtle nod to Robert. Robert is described as intelligent, soft-spoken, and deeply attentive. He's a widower and shares a passion for wine, gardening, and 1960s music, hobbies Kathy seems to have adopted more publicly in recent months. A series of Instagram photos featuring her in a vineyard, dancing barefoot to classic tunes, and writing poetry on a porch are now seen in a different light. Bachelor Nation has embraced the potential romance. A wave of fan content has emerged. Edits, speculation threads, and digital tributes celebrating the pair. The tag #GoldenLoveKathy has gained thousands of posts, and Reddit forums track every public appearance they've made since May. The show's producers have reportedly expressed interest in documenting their journey. While there are no formal confirmations, rumors of a possible spin-off or exclusive streaming special have gained traction. Executives are said to be in talks with both Kathy and Robert about filming a limited docuseries exploring their blossoming relationship. Interestingly, Robert's background adds a fascinating layer. He served in the Navy, holds 2 degrees in literature and horticulture, and once owned a bookstore. According to a friend, he's a romantic at heart and sees Kathy as his second chance at everything. During a recent podcast hosted by a former Bachelor contestant, Kathy was asked if she believed in love at her age. Her response was simple: "I don't just believe. I feel it." Not everyone expected this outcome. Kathy had a polarizing run on The Golden Bachelor, known for her fiery comments and blunt honesty. Her clash with Teresa was headline-making, and her elimination came amid emotional tension. But post-show, she's revealed a different dimension: vulnerable, hopeful, and reflective. In a Q&A session with fans, Kathy revealed she had started journaling after the show ended. She explained it helped her understand her feelings, not just about the show, but about life, loneliness, and the possibility of loving again. She also hinted that someone she met after the show had encouraged her to write. Fans now speculate that person was Robert. Their compatibility seems rooted in shared values. Both are independent, self-aware, and have faced loss. Kathy has spoken publicly about losing her husband years ago, and Robert has faced similar grief. In many ways, their connection feels like 2 paths that finally met in the middle. In June, Kathy attended a literary event in Charleston where Robert was a featured speaker. He read a passage from a memoir he'd been working on. In the middle of his reading, he reportedly paused and said, "There's someone in this room who reminded me that love doesn't expire. It waits." Witnesses say Kathy's eyes welled with tears. Photos of the event show the couple dancing afterward, surrounded by string lights, sipping champagne. Friends close to the pair describe the evening as like something out of a novel. Kathy has since made no attempt to hide the relationship. In July, she posted a carousel of photos from a road trip through North Carolina and captioned it, "Best chapter yet." Among the photos was one of her and Robert, side by side, smiling in front of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Bachelor fans have rallied behind her. Comments include lines like, "You deserve this," "He looks at you like you're everything," and "Golden love at its finest." Even former contestants like Ellen, Susan, and Faith have chimed in with supportive messages. The network's interest in the couple has only increased. Although a Golden Bachelorette season has not yet been confirmed, Kathy remains a top contender if it moves forward. However, she's been hesitant. In a statement released by her rep, she said, "I found something real. I don't know if I want cameras around it." That hasn't stopped producers from trying. Rumors suggest she's been offered a book deal, brand partnerships, and even a chance to co-host a podcast for senior dating and relationships. Meanwhile, Kathy and Robert continue to enjoy the simplicity of their connection. They've been seen visiting small towns, attending open mic poetry nights, and volunteering at local shelters. Recently, they spent a weekend helping renovate a historic community library. Their relationship seems built on more than romance. It's shared purpose. While they have not made any formal announcement about moving in together or future plans, friends say conversations are happening. One insider revealed they've discussed splitting time between their homes in Charleston and Sarasota. Kathy, once known for her fierce lines and reality show spats, now spends her days walking barefoot on the beach, planting herbs in garden boxes, and laughing over Robert's corny jokes. For fans, it's not just about romance. It's about witnessing transformation. About seeing someone who was painted as intense and confrontational find peace in love later in life. When asked during a recent live stream if she would go back and change anything about her time on the show, Kathy, Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 teased the next rose ceremony, which will be brutal for the Goldens because there are so many more women than men left on the show. Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 currently features 3 Golden men: Gary Livingston, Keith Gordon, and Keith Bikebutt, 6 Golden women: April Kirkwood, Faith Martin, Kathy Swarts, Leslie Fema, Nancy Hulkauer, and Natasha Hardy. When April gave her rose to one of the younger Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 contestants, Jonathan Johnson, instead of one of the Golden men, she meant well, but she inadvertently put the Golden women at a disadvantage. Keith has a connection with Kathy, while Kim is interested in Faith. So that means that Gary has to give his rose to either April, Leslie, Nancy, or Natasha. When Gary arrived in Paradise, he asked Leslie on a date, but after some great conversation with Natasha, she gave him her rose before Leslie had the chance. Then, when Nancy came to Costa Rica, she took Gary on a date too. April doesn't have much of a connection with Gary, but he's the only available man left. An exclusive Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 clip shared by Parade previewed the next rose ceremony, which is almost certain to end in heartache for 3 of the Golden women. The clip begins with Kathy stating in her confessional, "Tonight is the rose ceremony. There are 3 roses and 6 women. We're cutting the army in half tonight." Gary is then shown laughing in his confessional as he says, "I was not expecting to be the hot commodity, but it's turned out to be just that. It's gonna be a long night. There are some big decisions that Big G needs to make tonight." In a confessional of her own, Nancy shares, "I'm nervous that I might be going home. Even though Gary and I had a great date, he went on a date with Leslie." Gary then says to the cameras, "It's gonna be a long night. There are some big decisions that Big G needs to make tonight." In the Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 teaser, April is shown telling Gary to blow on her, while Leslie tells him that she could fall asleep to his voice, which she said she meant as a compliment. Gary has a big decision ahead of him on Bachelor in Paradise Season 10. While Kathy and Faith will most likely receive roses from Keith and Kim, respectively, April, Nancy, Natasha, and Leslie are available. They all seem to really like Gary. So his decision means that 3 of them will leave the show disappointed. Gary is a great person with a heart of gold, so it'll surely upset him to be the reason that 3 of the women go home. Hopefully, though, he'll choose the woman with whom he believes he'll make a lasting connection that can result in a long-term relationship. Because April disrupted the golden numbers during the last episode, Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 should have allowed one more woman to stay in Costa Rica to even things out. Also, it's highly unlikely that one of the younger men will follow in April's footsteps and give his rose to one of the Goldens because they're all paired off now. However, as host Jesse Palmer teased in the preview for the next episode, the format of Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 will change after this rose ceremony, with the couples competing for a $500,000 prize. Therefore, the show couldn't have had an uneven number of contestants. Love Island USA may be done, but thankfully, Bachelor in Paradise is back on the beach for Season 10 of the steamy summer Bachelor spin-off. After taking a break last year, the franchise's fun and flirty summer series has returned with some new twists. This time around, we aren't just getting fan favorites from The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, we're also going to get more time with some of the Golden Bachelor contestants. Bachelor Nation has also teased that this season will introduce new challenges, and I don't think they just mean navigating the age gap in their contestant pool. So far in the season, we've seen the arrival of the Goldens and the messy faux triangle of Justin, Lexi, and Susie. It seems like tonight's episode will see things heating up among the Golden contestants too. Are you ready to watch? Here's everything you need to know about how to keep up with all the action on the beach in Costa Rica during Bachelor in Paradise this week. Can you watch Bachelor in Paradise online? Do you need ABC to watch Bachelor in Paradise live? Where is Bachelor in Paradise streaming? Don't worry, we've got you covered. While the decades-old franchise may have been on the air long before people started cutting their cable cords, there are plenty of ways to watch the crossover Bachelor spin-off in 2025. We're wrapping up here for today, but the excitement of trending gossip doesn't stop here. We'll be back with new surprises very soon. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe.